All right, it's time for an update of my bait tank system. Now, this time I'm going to show you the entire system and what I've done to change it to allow me to have bluegills and gizzard shad. Now out here, this is the water tank. Basically, rainwater comes in, gets collected in this tank. We use the water in this tank for our garden, and I put a hole at the top so all the excessive water comes in to the bait tank system. And as you can see, this is the drain of the bait tank system. It's basically, it gets siphoned out of the bait tanks into the ground. Now, as you can see here, I have the bait tanks enclosed in tarps. I put up some wood on the ceiling to create like a temporary ceiling, and then I clamped on tarps on the back corner of the garage. The sides are concrete blocks, and then this side is just only tarp. And I've got an air conditioner in here hooked up. And if I can move over here real quick, I have it routed right here out the window. There is a barred window in here, and this air conditioner obviously came with a window insert, and that's where it blows the hot air out from the air conditioner. And I'm trying to keep it around 70 degrees in here, 65 to 70 degrees. This garage in the summertime will get as hot as 100 degrees, which is not good for gizzard shad. So this should help once I catch some, keep them alive. You need to have cooler water and a little bit of salt to keep gizzard shad alive in a local tank, a home tank. Now this is confined quarters. I'm going to bring you guys in and show you the rest. All right, I know there's a lot to take in here, but that top line right there, that's where the water comes in from the outside and comes into the main tank. The main tank has a bucket with a 1,200 gallon per hour pump that pulls the water through my PVC pipe into my trash can filter. I've got just a ton of filter material in there, and it's basically more or less a natural filter. It will get bacteria up, and that bacteria will break down anything that's in this water. If I have this thing absolutely loaded up with gizzard shad, it's probably not enough to filter this. But I don't really intend on having a ton in here. I just want enough for my mixed bag trips so I can try to put people on striped bass every now and then. And as you can see, not only did I accidentally create a venturi, it also creates a nice little, whirlpool. This might be a little bit too much. I have to find out whenever I have gizzards in here. Now, my bigger tank, I had a 300 gallon in here, and it wasn't too bad for the shad in that tank. So I have to get some more to test it out in this tank. Now the next thing here is the drain. I drilled a hole in the top of this. I got this at Roll King, basically. This is a 180 gallon tank from Roll King, and it has a bottom drain which was leaking a little bit. I tightened it and put Flex Seal tape over it. Hopefully that will keep it from, making the floor wet. And on this side is just, I got this at my local marine store, Aquatic Marine, and they have these through side fittings or whatever, and I've got 1/4 inch PVC, and this creates a siphon when it gets up here. So when this fills up, it creates a siphon, and it will drain it back down to right about where it's at right now. And that's key to keeping this system working right, because on the other one, it's the same thing on the other side. It's a siphon to siphon the water out so the tanks don't overload each other. Now in this other tank, you can see I have a bubbler. And I bought a filter instead of making one. I still need to deal with my power lines here. I need to put the power line up to the ceiling. with an extension cord, but it's what we get for now. As you can see here, I bought this as well from Aquatic Marine. And this is good up to 60 gallons. Just a bubbler filter. And this is only a 40-gallon tank. Yo. And I just have a little aerator hooked up to it that's on top of the air conditioner, with a one-way flow valve to keep the water from, you know, going to the pump and ruining everything over here when a power outage happens. And I do have 6 to 8 bluegill in my bluegill tank, and they are thriving so far. I've actually only had them in there a few days. I'm going to give it a few more days, and then I may try to start feeding them some worms and stuff to see if they will actually eat, which they should. It takes them a few days to acclimate to their situation, and then they get hungry again. And I want to keep good bait, so I will put food in there and keep them good, keep them live and healthy. As for gizzard shad, there's really no way to feed a gizzard shad. They like algae and stuff, and because I'm keeping this like as a dark room, there's not going to be much algae growing in this at all. And I'm not keeping this outside for obvious reasons, because it will become an algae mess and will be too hot for gizzard shad. And see, I'm leaning a little bit. That's not tethered down at all. It just goes to the bottom of that tank where there's small filter material, and then I've got these plastic pieces as big filter material, and it comes up through all of this, collecting gunk on the bottom to help filter the water. So far on this version of a bait tank system, everything seems to be working right. And like I said, now all I need to do is get some gizzard shad in here to test it out. They have been kind of difficult to find lately, but I'm hoping once things like, you know, if it stops raining for a week or two, things will stabilize and I'll be able to find them again. If not, I might have to borrow some from a friend or buy some. Now, if you have any ideas for me for this system, please let me know in the comments below. This is not, you know, a done deal. I still have work to do to this. There's still a few things I want to try. One of the things I want to try is to get some netting over it to prevent gizzard shad from jumping out. I've actually had one bluegill so far jump out of the bluegill tank, so I do need some type of netting over both of these. Like I said earlier, I need to put this to the ceiling, this cord, just to, you know, get it out of the way. And maybe find some better filter material, find some smaller stuff to do a finer filter without overloading the trash can. If you can think of some type of media that I could do that with, leave a comment below. Now, as always, I want to thank you for taking your time out of your day to watch this video. I really, really appreciate it. It's probably going to be a short video again. I've been doing, you know, daily videos now, so I've got to come up with videos to post daily, and this was one of them. And I hope, you know, I hope you guys actually like enjoyed it. And yeah, hopefully I catch some big striped bass with the gizzards that I will get eventually. Oh, I did forget one thing. I have these valves so I can turn off the flow to the filter and turn on the flow to a garden hose, so I can fill my bait tank up in my boat. So I can just hook it to here, fill up the bait tank, put the gizzard shad in it, and go fishing. I guess now the best thing I can say is wish me luck, and thanks again for watching. I do hope to see you next time.